Nearly 3 years into the full-scale war, more than 50,000 Russian military personnel have deserted their units and are AWOL. The highest number of cases has been recorded in the southern military district of the Russian Armed Forces, reports the Institute for the Study of War, ISW. Ukrainian hackers gained access to an internal presentation from the Russian Ministry of Defense, which lists the number of criminal cases initiated by the Russian authorities against military personnel who are AWOL as of December 15, 2024. The Ukrainian OSINT community noted that the data presented in the presentation includes cases where Russian commanders classified soldiers missing in action during assaults as AWOL. The Ukrainian open-source intelligence organization Frontelligence Insight used the data from the presentation and calculated the scale of this phenomenon. Yes, the total number of documented desertion cases from February 2022 to mid-December 2024 is 50,554. Of these, in the Southern Military District, 22,577. In the Central Military District, 13,769. In the Moscow Military District, 7,178. In the Leningrad Military District, 3,052. In the Eastern Military District, 3,378. The document also notes that 58.8% of desertion cases occurred among military personnel of the 51st Combined Arms Army and the 3rd CAA. It is mentioned that most desertions occurred between 2023 and 2024, while relatively fewer took place in 2022. The Russian army continues to suffer colossal losses in the full-scale war with Ukraine. Over 95,000 people fighting for Russia's military have now died as the war in Ukraine enters the 4th year, according to data analysed by the BBC. The figure doesn't include those who were killed serving in the militia of the self-proclaimed Donbas republics, which we estimate to be between 21,000 and 23,500 fighters. BBC Russian independent media group Mediazona and volunteers have been counting deaths since February 2022. The list includes names of the deceased that were verified using information from official reports, newspapers, social media, and new memorials and graves. The real death toll is believed to be much higher. The Russian registry lists over 3,000 bodies of soldiers who went missing and could not be identified. In recent months, the Russians have transferred twice as many bodies of the deceased as they did during the entire period of the full-scale war. French President Emmanuel Macron states that by 2030, Russia plans to mobilize 3 million soldiers and replenish its army with thousands of tanks.
French President Emmanuel Macron said a peace agreement in Ukraine cannot be achieved under Russian diktat, speaking in a televised address Wednesday ahead of a major European summit. Peace cannot be Ukraine's capitulation. It cannot be its collapse. Nor can it mean a fragile ceasefire, Macron said. According to Associated Press, Macron urged that Europe should shift from taking as fact that the US would come to its defense, and must be ready if this is not the case. European leaders will gather in Brussels Thursday for a summit focusing on support for Ukraine and European defense.
Nous devons continuer d'aider les Ukrainiens à résister, jusqu'à ce qu'ils puissent négocier avec la Russie une paix solide pour eux-mêmes et pour nous tous. C'est pour cela que le chemin qui mène à la paix ne peut pas passer par l'abandon de l'Ukraine. Bien au contraire. La paix ne peut pas être conclue à n'importe quel prix et sous le diktat russe. La paix ne peut pas être la capitulation de l'Ukraine. Elle ne peut pas être son effondrement. Elle ne peut pas davantage se traduire par un cessez-le-feu qui serait trop fragile. Et une fois la paix signée, pour que l'Ukraine ne soit pas à nouveau envahie par la Russie, il nous faut le préparer. Cela passera à coup sûr par un soutien à l'armée ukrainienne dans la durée. Cela passera aussi peut-être par le déploiement de forces européennes. Celles-ci n'iraient pas se battre aujourd'hui, elles n'iraient pas se battre sur la ligne de front, mais elles seraient là au contraire une fois la paix signée pour en garantir le plein respect. Et je veux croire que les États-Unis resteront à nos côtés. Mais il nous faut être prêts si tel n'était pas le cas. Que la paix en Ukraine soit acquise rapidement ou non, les États européens doivent, compte tenu de la menace russe que je viens de vous décrire, être capables de mieux se défendre et de dissuader toute nouvelle agression. Oui, quoi qu'il advienne, il nous faut nous équiper davantage